And then the playrooms. So let's talk about the playrooms.
Yeah, so we talked about the registration area, which is the exhibition, like the hardcore exhibition area. The next level down exhibition, I don't know if it's level down or not. The next exhibition area were they 5 beds?
Yeah.
So 5 beds in a row.
Some of them were doubles, though. I mean, actually,
that's true,
I think
yeah.
so. It was maybe 10 mattresses, but 5 cubbies. Like the
the one in the middle had 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Two
they
beds.
had
Yeah.
But they had, pipe and drape curtains separating, each bed, or you could open. And then along the wall was a row of benches. And so the design was for people to be able to sit comfortably on benches and watch the show.
And in between were the Liberator sofas.
That's right, yeah.
There were 4
Like right in
Liberator
front of all the
furniture.
Yeah.
seating area.
Yeah, the curvy ones, which I really wanted to try, but
I know,
you're on display in that room. That's the second most exhibition-y room. And I'm like, I want to try, but I'm like, I'm not even sure I would be able to work that piece of furniture right. And so I'm like, I don't want to do that in front of a bunch of people with my boobs all flapping around and my pussy up in the air. Who knows? I don't even know what you're supposed to do on that piece of furniture. And I didn't see anybody on it.
I didn't either.
Actually, last night.
Yeah.
Did you saw some?
Last night there were people on one of them.
So, but anyway, so
Well, that's kind of the point of the Liberator, is that you do it, it's liberating. You can do anything you want. You can position yourself in any way that you want and use the contours of the furniture to...
I've only ever tried it once.
Yeah, we did it at Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, and that was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, so like I said, I didn't want to reintroduce myself to that gymnastics piece of equipment in front of a whole
everybody watching.
bunch of people.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah, each room had a
I'll
different
in front of a whole bunch of people,
Yeah.
but God forbid I try that. I don't know. I'm just so weird.
Yes, you are, dear.
I know. It's okay.
Yeah, and was it Thursday night that we wound up in that room? Or was it Friday night?
I think it was Friday night.
Yeah, okay. So we did play in that room.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And there was an audience.
Yeah, I would have played in there last night had we not ended up where we ended up. I would have liked that room. I
would too.
I would have tried.
Yeah.
I would have tried that room if.
Yeah, I would have too.
Yeah. But we.
I like the lighting in that room.
Yeah.
All
So
of
that's
them.
what you
It had
said,
these
yeah.
lanterns, so it was the lighting was nice.
Yep. So each room again. So that was called the observation. They're all water themed because it's Splash.
That's right, yeah, observation
Yeah. So
deck.
this was the observation deck room. So clearly, there were always more people on the benches watching, even when there was nobody in the beds.
Yeah,
People
they're
were
just
sitting
waiting.
on the
Yeah,
benches
the first
waiting
night, yeah,
for
well, like-
someone. And there were people fucking on the benches too while they were watching
Yeah,
the
that
other
was
people
hot.
fucking.
That
And
was
we
hot
all
to
watching
watch,
them
yeah.
fucking while they're fucking and who's fucking what. And that was cool. So that was the first room.
And then the plunge pool, which is where we wound up every night. That was the large group room.
Yeah.
And same level large group room as Naughty in New Orleans, I would say. I mean, we counted beds.
It may even be bigger.
I would say bigger because
the way that the room is set up, I think it's physically a bigger room.
It is a physically, yeah, and then also all the beds around the perimeter.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it is larger
So
than.
the way that this room was set up, so this is their main group, their group playroom, and there was
The
what?
orgy room.
Yeah, the orgy room. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, or 10, 8 mattresses, all in one big rectangle.
Right.
2 rows
two
of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then all around the entire perimeter of the room were beds set up also with just they had the half pipe
little
and drape.
half-
Half
Just
pipe
a little,
and drape,
just
yeah.
a little bit of a, you
I
know,
like
you
that,
could,
yeah.
I like
yeah,
that, yeah.
just here's your own little private space, but it is all out in the open. There's
Right.
no pipe and drape covering up.
Nope.
There's no closing a curtain. It's just this
People
is kind
can
of
walk through.
Yep, they can walk around.
Oh,
they
people
can stay.
do
Yep,
walk through.
yep. So
Yeah, like last night there was a huge crowd just kind of standing around, and we were right front and center right when you walk in.
Right.
And so yeah, that's where the people congregate to.
yeah, right. There's 2 sets of doors, and that room was blue kind of
Yeah.
light. Each room had a little bit different lighting theme, and so
I forget the names of the other ones though.
Yeah, I don't
So
remember
there,
those.
so that was that one, and then across the hall was for the space room, we'll call it for lack of a better term.
Right. They had it was
Dark with the laser lights
Yeah.
and everything. It was still open. That one also did not have pipe and drape in between the beds, but it was really, really,
But it was
really dark.
dark,
Yeah,
right.
it's
And
totally
it was
dark.
still like kind of separated, like here's kind of your section, but it was still very open. So, but you could barely see in there. I mean, you could see people and things like, it's not like the dark room at Naughty, but it was a darker space. That space was always busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that we talked about that. That was probably for the folks who are a little less comfortable
Yes.
In bright lights.
bright lights.
On a stage.
On the stage. And
Especially
each room
Thursday
had a little
night.
bit of
That
different
room was
mirrors.
the most crowded
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
But as we progressed over the weekend,
it was
the
less
other rooms,
crowded,
yeah, it
right?
was less crowded.
Yeah, every room had a little bit different level of lighting too.
Yeah,
So like that
yeah.
observation deck room, even though the lighting is nice, it was still very bright. I think the big group room was kind of a little bit less lit than that even,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, a
still
little
plenty to
It
dimmer.
see. You
shifted.
could-
Sometimes it felt darker to me.
Oh, could be.
And other times it was, but the lighting was blue. But
That's
yeah,
when you
there
were
were
closing your eyes from all the amazing orgasms you were having. It's
It
true.
gets darker then lighter when you open them
He
up.
made up for it
Wow.
last night. But we'll get to the other story. Was it Friday night? Yeah.
So then, so then the darker room with the lasers and things like that. Then the next room up, I don't remember what that one was called either.
I don't either.
But that one was really
I
nice.
like that
It
one.
had
I
a
like that
lot of
one.
pipe and drape. So there was a lot of like curtainy stuff, flowy. It's really kind of pretty.
Very sensual.
Yeah, it was sensual. There was lighting in there that was really nice. The thing about that room though, it was right up against where the wall
The
to
ballroom,
the ballroom was. So if you're on the bed that's right up against the wall, it was very loud, like doom, doom, doom. Even though they had music in each room and each room had different music playing, they just did a
Yeah.
so
really
impressive.
great job with the ambiance of each room. Every piece was different, and it was just enough that if you didn't, people who don't go to a lot of events wouldn't even notice.
Right.
But it was really, really, really.
It was all very
well
classy,
done, yeah.
very well thought out, and very well executed.
Yep.
And the attendants were really quick to change
Oh,
a bed. You
yes.
didn't have to wait long.
The
Matter of fact, I
staff.
felt I'm like, give me a minute. I'm still putting on my underwear, man. Hold on. And there's other empty beds. Like normally I'm really aware because if people are waiting, I will jump up and get dressed somewhere else. But there
Yeah.
are plenty of empty beds and he's just waiting there. And I'm like, hold on. I get it. Someone comes in. There's space for them. It'll be fine. But yeah, they were it was very good, very fast, very efficient. Yeah.
That was the theme for everything here. I mean, everything was just incredibly well executed
Yes.
and well planned and very, very efficient. And so it follows that, of course, the attendants are going to be right on top of everything, and they were, and very helpful. And like last night, we wanted to use one of the little Liberator wedges in the group room, but we couldn't find a towel or anything to cover it with. And so I went up to one of the attendants and I said, "Do you have a towel or a sheet?" And she came back and she brought me one of each and said, whichever you want, and take them both. But there was always somebody right there to take care of anything that you needed, which was wonderful.